David, how's work?
Oh, Mindy, aren't you at work today? Are you off?
I got my shift swap for Valentina's parent-teacher conference today. Remember? I told you this morning? I just got finished at her school.
Wow, I wish I could take some time off work too.
I went to the conference and I'm doing the chores too.
Yeah, but it's not work. I wish I had a day off too.
Oh, come on. You need to work hard for us.
Ugh, I've been at this dull client meeting since this morning. It's awful. The pay is so terrible, it's barely even legal for this kind of job, lol.
It's pretty tough out there now, huh? I guess we should just be thankful you could find something in this job market.
Well, my last workplace was awful too. I bet they are really struggling without me there.
Maybe. But it really came as a shock to us when you got laid off.
Neither my current nor previous workplaces really know my worth. My talents are honestly wasted at these places.
Is there something else you want to do, David?
There is nothing that really grabs me right now. I just think that there must be somewhere that values me more.
Alright. So you're still considering your career options. A bit like our daughter.
Stella and Janet? Which of them is wondering about that already?
Why would our 9 and 6-year-olds be struggling with their career choices? Our eldest, Valentina.
Oh, you're talking about Valentina.
Don't owe me. Don't you think Valentina is acting strange lately?
You think so?
Yeah, she seems less cheerful at home, like she's worrying about something. Her teacher said at the conference today that she hasn't handed in her career options survey with her choice of colleges. He said we should discuss it together at home.
She's still 16. She doesn't need to worry about a career yet. You worry too much, haha.
She'll be a senior soon, and that's not far off. Can you speak to her about it too, David?
That's your job, isn't it?
I'll speak to her as well, of course. I just want her to have your input too. I think it'll benefit Valentina more if she hears lots of people's views, not just mine.
Ugh, no, what a bother.
Don't say it like that. Hey, aren't you a little cold to Valentina? Don't you like her? Is it because she's your stepdaughter?
This again? We've been talking about this for 10 years since we got married. I keep telling you that I don't mind if you are divorced or that you have another kid.
Then why do you only show interest in Stella and Janet? But always leave Valentina to me.
So I don't bother her? I'm just not that interested in her.
What? Are you for real? This is the first time I've heard this.
It's because you kept asking me. I didn't want to bother and say it either. I love Stella and Janet because they're my own children. But Valentina is my stepdaughter after all. She's not very lovable and she does not love me in return.
Maybe Valentina is avoiding you because she can sense that in your attitude. Before we got married, you said you'd treat Valentina the same as your own daughter.
I had the luxury to say that back then. Sorry, but I've been really busy with my new job, so I can't be worrying about others right now.
Others? Don't phrase it like that.
She's another person because she's not me. You should be thanking me for earning money to support Valentina as well.
I'm grateful that you're putting food on the table for us. But I'm working at the diner, even if it's part-time. So I'm trying to take the pressure off you even a little bit.
Ugh, don't compare my job to your diner job. Anyway, you're the one who needs to take care of Valentina, not me.
Valentina needs a father figure too. You're so horrible. We're family.
It's fine. You were raised by a single mother and turned out just fine. I love that part about you, Mindy. You've got everything together, LOL.
That's not the topic here.
Fine. I've got something to do after work, so I'll be back late.
What is it?
Just socializing. You can have dinner without me.
Mom, I can't believe Dad.
What? Have you got something bad to say about your husband?
He considers Valentina another. He says he can't consider her his own daughter.
But this isn't exactly news.
Huh?
I've always thought Valentina and David have been very distant.
I knew that. But I thought David was making an effort to treat Valentina like his own daughter. Now, he's suddenly saying he doesn't want to be a father figure to her?
Honestly, you were thinking of David as some kind of saint. But isn't that asking a lot of a new partner? It's been years since you married him, so nothing's going to change.
But he said he'd take care of Valentina like his own daughter before we got married.
Of course he'd say that if he loved you. I get that you wanted to believe those words too.
Stella and Janet are kind of similar to their father. They're free spirits. Maybe that's what's making Valentina feel even more distant from the family. Her real father wasn't the most affectionate of people before our divorce. I probably got a little carried away because David was very passionate and loving when I first met him through work.
He did go to your house every day to pick you up to go to work together. I understand how swept away you got by all of that.
But maybe I should have thought about Valentina more and taken it slowly. I'm a bad mother.
That's not true. It's no small feat to work, do all the housework, and raise 3 daughters. And thanks to your marriage with David, you have Stella and Janet.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm happy as long as my 3 daughters are happy.
I feel the same. As long as you're happy, Mindy, then so am I. So just be positive and take each problem one day at a time and try and solve it.
You're making me blush. But thank you. I feel a lot better. It's just that Valentina seems kind of down these days. So it's making me worry and become more negative.
She's at an age where there's a lot to worry about.
She's always been reserved. And her expression seems a little sad these days. I think it's been ever since we went to visit you at Christmas. She still hasn't handed in her career options survey yet. I'm worried because she never tells me anything.
Then why don't you talk to her?
What should I say to her?
Just honestly tell her that you worry about her. Aren't you being a little too reserved with your own daughter?
You think so? I didn't really notice.
You're trying to give her space because you think that your second marriage is stressing her out, but ended up being too distant. You'll never understand Valentina's feelings like that.
Okay. I'll have a proper talk with her. And I'll see what I can do about her relationship with David.
Yeah, you should go ahead and do that.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you for the kids' Amazon gift cards at Christmas.
Oops, you found out. I was careful to be sneaky because you told me not to spoil them with too many presents.
Stella seemed the happiest about it. So she cheerfully told me about it.
9 is about the age they start developing their own taste in clothes.
Janet says she's saving hers for when she wants something big. I didn't ask Valentina, but I think she might be the type to save hers too.
Tell her she could use it for whatever she likes.
Got it. I'll let you know how it goes with Valentina.
Okay, give my love to everyone.
Mom, I spoke to Valentina.
How was it?
She started crying uncontrollably. She's locked herself in her room.
Huh? Crying? What happened?
She says that her grandma hates her.
I do? Why?
Mom, Why did Valentina's gift card only have 1 cent on it?
1 cent? What are you talking about?
You gave Stella $40 and Janet $25 in their gift cards, right? But Valentina only got 1 cent? Is this a mistake?
That can't be right. I distinctly remember the amounts I put onto each card. That includes Valentina's too. I put 80 for sure in there. Then I gave it to David and handed it to Valentina.
Huh? You gave it to David?
Because you told me not to spoil the kids. I didn't want you to be upset with me. I thought David could hand each gift card out to all 3 of them. Was that a mistake?
I just thought that you handed out the cards directly to them. Valentina says that she already feels out of place at home, so she won't have anyone to turn to if you hate her too. That's why she was thinking of skipping college and going straight to work. I heard that and started tearing up too.
I don't want to say this, but
What is it?
David didn't use it all for himself, did he?
Well, honestly, it did cross my mind just now. I just don't want it to be true. But David has changed jobs and gotten a lower salary, so he does have less spending money now.
Well, it must be tough with him, being laid off and all, but if he really did it, that's awful.
I can't believe this. Did he really think he wouldn't be caught if he used the card and left 1 cent on it? Whatever his reasons, to do this only to Valentina.
Is David at home now?
It's his day off today, but he said he was going out to meet with friends. I don't know what he's doing these days because he's coming home late all the time. He shouldn't have enough money to go out all the time.
When he gets home, you better talk to him.
Sorry for talking through all this with you.
Hey, I'm always here to talk with you, Mindy. I'm your mother.
Thank you.
If anything happens, you could always come home to me.
Got it.
People show their true colors when they're broke. Men, and especially the prideful ones, will betray each other without mercy for money. Or they'll take out loans just to keep up appearances. You need to make a decision on what you do next based on what's best for you and your daughters. You can't allow yourself to be influenced by your attachment to him.
Yeah, I'll think about this carefully.
And let Valentina know too that I'm always on her side, and I'll always be there for her.
Yeah, I'll make sure to let her know. David, aren't you coming home yet?
What? Let me do what I want on my day off at least.
Where are you now?
Our 3rd bar? Oh no, wait. Our 4th bar, haha.
David, you're drunk, aren't you? You don't have the spare spending money to drink so much, right?
It's fine. I had some extra income lately.
Is that from Valentina's $80 Amazon gift card?
Huh?
Don't play dumb. You used all the money that was on it, didn't you? The Christmas gift card that Mom gave to Valentina?
No, I didn't spend it. I sold it to someone and replaced it with a new one. A new one with 1 cent on it, haha.
What's wrong with you? Valentina was crying. You treat her so coldly at home, too. She misunderstood, thinking her grandma hated her too.
I think it's a reasonable amount for me to take. How much do you think we're spending on Valentina now?
How is it any different from the living costs we pay for Stella and Janet? Why do you always have to single Valentina out and be so mean to her?
Because she's not my kid.
You knew that she'd be joining the family when you married me. You can't just take that back now.
I was patient until recently. My old job paid me decently enough that we could manage an extra kid, but the situation now has changed.
I'm doing more shifts at the diner, right?
That's exactly the sort of thing I'm fed up of.
What? What exact sort of thing?
Look, why do you have to brag about how you increase your hours at your crummy little diner job?
I don't get what you mean. That's family, right? We support each other.
No one asked you to support me.
Fine. I get it. Just come home. Let's talk about this properly.
I've got nothing to talk about.
But I do. First, apologize to Valentina.
Why do I have to apologize? If anything, she should be apologizing to me for making me support her even though she's not my daughter. Ha!
Just come home. You've got work tomorrow, right?
I quit that job.
You quit? Why? You finally managed to get this job.
It's fine. I've got my eyes on something else now.
Something else? This is the first I've heard of it.
I have a high school friend who I reconnected with over social media. He told me how we can get seriously rich. It pays to have good friends.
Are you sure that's safe?
What? Are you doubting my friends?
Well, not exactly. But why would a friend who's been so distant from you suddenly have such a great opportunity for you?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? He recognized my hidden potential. He actually sees how much value I would bring if I worked with him.
Have you been back home late these days because you've been seeing this friend? It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
It's not as if the money suddenly comes from nowhere. There's a risk involved for me too.
What risk?
No risk, no glory. I got a bit of a loan.
A loan? How much?
$15,000.
What? Wait a minute. What are you thinking?
It's not that much money. Haha. According to my friend, we should double it by 3 months. He introduced me to some really good business partners.
That sounds shady.
You always worry too much, Mindy.
Of course I'm worried. We have 3 daughters to support, you know? We have to think about college for them. And we still have so many years to take care of them.
Yeah, so I've been thinking. But 3 is too many. We should get your mom to look after Valentina.
What?
We should live with the 4 of us. You, me, Stella, and Janet. Just the real family members.
So you're never going to treat Valentina as one of your own family?
Nope, not a chance. I don't intend on spending a single dime I earn on Valentina anymore. Oh, and you can drop your job and focus on the housework and child rearing. I'll just keep putting food on the table for you, Stella, and Janet.
Okay. I'll speak to Mom.
I'll leave it to you. When are you going to make Valentina move out?
It's almost winter break. So maybe around then.
Roger that. Although I'd be fine with tomorrow.
Really? Wouldn't tomorrow be a problem for you, David?
Huh? Not a problem for me at all.
Is that right? Then I'll hurry it up as much as I can. I'll move out with Valentina and the girls.
What? Move out? All of you?
So me, Valentina, Stella, and Janet will go live with Mom. So you'll have to work and do the housework all on your own.
What the hell? I'm letting you eat from my earnings, aren't I? If you quit your job, you can spend more time with your daughters. What are you so unsatisfied with?
I'm unsatisfied by the way you act so superior to us. What do you mean you're letting us eat?
Of course I am. I'm being a good husband by providing for my wife and kids, aren't I?
Maybe you could say things like that if you were the sole breadwinner.
So I'm telling you that I will be soon.
I wonder. You say that your friend sees the value in working with you, but what kind of value do you have? I don't see the value in someone who steals from his stepdaughter when he's broke, then cuts her loose.
Like I said, Valentina is not my real daughter.
So that means you can't do anything for her? I knew that there'd be difficulties in our marriage because I had Valentina with me. But I believed your words that you treat her like your own daughter. That's why I married you, David.
I did want to treat her like my own daughter at first, but I couldn't just bring myself to. That's just life for you.
I know you've been through a lot lately with the layoff and everything. You said some pretty questionable things lately. But I put up with it because I thought you must be stressed out. I thought I should support you when you're struggling. But you're awful.
If you get it, then there's no problem. I'm struggling too, so you need to support me. But you're going to choose Valentina over me.
Of course. It doesn't matter how much you're struggling. There's a limit to what you should and shouldn't do. How could you just quit your job and take out a loan without discussing it with me? Do you feel any sense of responsibility at all?
I did all of this for you and your kids.
When you say kids, you're excluding Valentina, aren't you? I can't do this anymore. I can't live with you if you're going to think this way, David. I need to divorce you.
What are you talking about? What about Stella and Janet?
I told you. I'm taking them all. Valentina, Stella, and Janet. All three are my beloved daughters.
Oh, come on. How can you support them all on your own, Mindy?
It doesn't matter how poor we get. It's better than staying with you and your poor attitude.
This isn't right. I treat all of you very well, except for Valentina, right?
Looking at the situation, it doesn't really seem like you do care for any of us. You quit your job, then gambles on making money with a huge loan. It's not as if I wanted to be stinking rich. I just wanted to be a happy family by working to support each other. I was a fool for being tricked by your shallow words of affection. This has been a real wake-up call.
Why don't you understand? I'm telling you, I'll make you happy. There's no way you can make it on your own, Mindy.
When there's a will, there's a way. I will take care of the kids, no matter what.
You better not come crawling back to me.
There's no point in crawling back to someone who has nothing.
This is where I'm going to start becoming rich. I was a late bloomer, but now luck is on my side. My talents are about to pay off.
That'd be great. I'll just be happy. As long as I get child support from you.
If you live with me, life will be easy. Getting divorced will mean you will have to work full-time and suffer. You won't get to enjoy being a normal housewife.
I realize that the biggest happiness in my life is to make sure that my children are well looked after. Thank you for everything.
Losing your temper with me over just one kid? You'll regret it for sure if you leave me.
I don't care what you say. I can't say I see any of your supposed talents after living with you all this time. Oh, sorry. You do have one. You have a real talent for believing in empty dreams. But I guess that's something only people with no other talents are good at. Haha! As expected, David's pursuit of a get-rich-quick scheme turned out to be a scam. Throughout the divorce proceedings, I successfully obtained full custody of our 3 daughters, Valentina, Stella, and Janet. Currently, we live together as a family of 5, including my mother. David continued to reach out to me, claiming he was intoxicated that night and that his hurtful words were not genuine. Initially, I chose to ignore his messages, but things took a concerning turn when he started showing up near the school where our children attended. To ensure our safety, I swiftly obtained a restraining order against him. Thankfully, David eventually calmed down and respected the order. I made it clear to David that any failure to meet his child support obligations would result in him being unable to see his daughters until they turn 18. Even he recognized the significance of maintaining his parental rights, so he secured a new job at a factory. He is gradually fulfilling his financial responsibilities by providing child support. With my ex-husband out of the picture, our family is now exclusively female. The girls actively contribute by participating in household chores, creating a sense of unity and contentment. Valentina, in particular, has proven to be an exceptional older sister, generously assisting her younger siblings with homework and other tasks. Her compassion and support make her an invaluable role model. Considering the stress and upheaval I put my children through, I am committed to ensuring their happiness going forward. They have become more cheerful than ever, and I am determined to maintain this positive atmosphere for their sake. Their well-being is my top priority, and I will do whatever it takes to create a joyful and nurturing environment for them.